Bill Burr destroys his reputation. Video by Too Lazy to Try. You hate to see it, man. You hate to see the people you love and admire for their craft, especially when they take stands that you think are noble and admirable. You hate to see them bend the knee and sell out. That's sad.
Beyonce and Mariah Carey actually did private New Year's gigs for $1 million. Did New Year's gigs for Gaddafi's kids. Can you fucking believe that? How much fucking money do you need to make, you know?
Right.
You're going to take a gig where you're going to go dance like a goddamn fucking clown?
Here he is, chastising Beyonce and Mariah Carey, two black women, mind you, for running up a check, performing for Gaddafi's children, because Gaddafi, he was also a brutal dictator type kind of guy. This was in 2011. Let's see how things have changed.
For a mass murderer's kids, then you take that fucking blood money. And what he's done, you couldn't remember that he claimed he was behind the Pan Am bombings that killed fellow Americans? The fuck is wrong with you?
Wow. That's crazy, because Saudi Arabia was behind 9/11. They played a role in it.
Ground zero. So this is where the first guy got AIDS.
Peter, this is the site of the 9/11 terrorist attacks.
Oh, so Saddam Hussein did this?
No.
The Iraqi army?
No.
Some guys from Iraq?
No.
That one lady who visited Iraq that one time?
No, Peter, Iraq had nothing to do with this. It was a bunch of Saudi Arabians, Lebanese, and Egyptians financed by a Saudi Arabian guy living in Afghanistan and sheltered by Pakistanis.
So you're saying we need to invade Iran?
And, yeah, it was just this great positive thing. And I got to tell you, just to be a part of that was fucking amazing. And the comedians that I've been talking to just saying, like, dude, you can feel it. They wanted it. So,
of course they did.
It was a mind-blowing experience. Definitely top 3 experiences I've ever had.
Wow.
All right, so after years of Bill Burr trashing celebrities for taking blood money and railing against billionaires and ranting about wealth inequality, he decided to go to Saudi Arabia and accept money from the royal family, who are known for using modern slave labor, which he's being paid not to mention and help cover up. You know, when he got back, he only talked about how amazing Saudi Arabia was. So he went from saying billionaires need to be put down like rabid dogs to taking money from a trillionaire family that's known for human rights violations and modern slavery and will kill citizens that speak out against them. So I don't think it gets more hypocritical than that. But as we know, obviously money talks, and it turns out Bill will drop his morals and destroy his reputation and credibility for $1.5 million.
Not nearly enough money for a guy like Bill Burr. He must have blown all of his money, or he owes the IRS a significant amount of money or some shit, because I don't know, maybe he got to pay a ransom. Somebody kidnapped his niece or some shit, because why on earth would $1.5 million be enough to move a guy like Bill Burr, who is worth far more than that? As of 2025, Bill Burr's net worth is estimated to be around $20 million. And personally, I think it's far more than this. He has made millions of dollars just from what he's done with Netflix. He sells out arenas and large venues whenever he goes on tours. He has a very successful podcast where he's doing ad reads for at the tune of tens of thousands of dollars every single episode, more than likely. And so what is going on with this guy? I don't know, man.
And now he's just getting cooked for it. People are so pissed at him and everyone doing the festival. Like, this has become a pretty big controversy, but out of everyone, Bill was definitely the most shocking for people. Right. I mean, I don't think anybody was that surprised to see Tom Segura and Andrew Schultz taking the gig. So Bill, he's taking the most shit for this, you know, especially because of how hard he's just trashing the ruling class not too long ago. Like, I don't know how you could go from saying billionaires need to be put down to taking money from the Saudi royal family in less than a year. And it's not like Bill's career was falling apart and he desperately needs the money. I mean, he's already loaded.
My new perspective is there's nothing wrong with being a billionaire, but if somebody is working 40 hours a week, 160 hours a month, and they can't make their rent, you're not paying them enough money. Maybe you should just be worth $900 million. Like, how does a CEO take
that's a good point.
bonus and none of your employees have dental insurance? They can't even go out and get a filling.
Tired of hearing about people going to bed worried about what's going to happen next week. There is so much fucking money in this country, and there's so much work being done. You know, And if you work a full fucking week at a job, you should be able to pay your fucking rent. You shouldn't have.
Wasn't sure where that was going. You know, now you don't know. You don't know where this guy's gonna go from here.
To go out and get a fucking job and still be struggling. It's bad for the country. At least these fucking billionaires, they need to be put down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like fucking rabid dogs.
I don't agree with that, by the way. I'm not saying that.
They're like rabid with fucking greed and just going out and just dividing everybody.
Right.
So I have a feeling we probably won't hear him talk like that anymore.
Nah.
And if he does, everyone's just going to clown on him. There's no way people will take him seriously. I mean, he's just shameless.
Not worth it, man.
He must have thought people wouldn't have really paid attention to the festival and it wouldn't have been that big of a deal because this is such a bad look. And it was kind of under the radar until a few weeks ago when other comedians started calling them out. And then this clip of Shane Gillis went viral where he was talking about how he's turned down multiple offers. And now this story has gotten a ton of attention and everyone's commenting on it. And people are really disappointed in Bill Burr especially.
Everyone's like, yeah, you should do it. Everyone's doing it. It's like, for Saudis?
Yeah.
Weren't those the 9/11 guys?
So I thought.
Aren't they exactly the 9/11 guys?
Yeah.
Now there's a lot of drips, killjoys, and dweebazoids who are saying, oh, they shouldn't do comedy over there because it's whitewashing a regime that just in June killed a journalist and killed Jamal Khashoggi. And
uses slavery. If you're going to criticize billionaires for not paying their employees enough in America because they can't get dental fill-ins, well, then how are you going to take money from trillionaires who are literally using people like animals, not even paying the fuck a living wage? They're just being sustained to stay alive so that they can continue to work in inhumane conditions.
Played a big role in 9/11. Shut up. Name one comedian who hasn't whored themselves out to a dictator.
Incredibly lonely it can feel to look around and see people you used to admire and respect cave and show up in Saudi Arabia to take a check and abandon even the most basic principles they always claim to hold. These people have failed to employ the most basic common sense and critical thinking, and others have decided to cynically accept money in exchange for whitewashing and BS.
Yeah.
At the same time, these same people claim to be progressive here in the United States.
I have to tell you, I really think that Bill Burr sort of fucked up here, bro. I really think he fucked up.
Yeah.
This person said, hey, did you know that Bill Burr is going to the Saudi Arabia Comedy Festival, the Riyadh Comedy Festival? And I said, that can't be true. No. That's not true. Is it? No, that's not true. Come on. Turns out it is, y'all.
They've sold their soul. They've sold their ability to talk about shit. You're fucking hypocrites now.
Right.
And everything you say is to be looked at through the lens of taking millions of dollars from slave owners.
And also, obviously,
insane,
part of the
dude.
deal for these...
You have to understand how sick it is, how foul it is. Because why are these trillionaires who are rich off of blood money, oil money, and all that, why is it that they are willing to pay so much? Why don't you get $1.5 million to go and perform at the Laugh Factory down the street? It's because they know they're evil. They're evil. And so people don't fuck with them. And so when you, as a beloved celebrity, go and perform for them, you are whitewashing. You're saying, oh, it ain't so bad. These aren't bad guys. If you don't go, guess what you do? You force them to say, damn, shit, nobody fucking with us. Why won't they come over here and perform for our people? Yeah, well, they have a problem with the slave thing. The slave thing? That's why? Well, I guess we don't need to use slavery. Is that it? If we stop the slave thing, will they fuck with us again? Oh, and I won't need to pay them $1.5 million to perform? All right, fuck it. Free the slaves. Okay, that's how it works, guys. This is why this, doing this matters. This is why it matters to not compromise on certain things. You feel me? Do I hate Bill Burr now? No, I don't hate Bill Burr, but it's just sad to lose a soldier, man. It's sad because now his words, when he speaks out against certain things, they won't carry as much weight. You feel me?
Free speech warrior comedians is they can't say anything bad about the Saudi family, culture, government, religion, and I'm sure a ton of other stuff. And even before they went there, they weren't allowed to criticize any of that on their own podcast in America. Like Tim Dillon originally accepted an offer and he started ranting about how they use slave labor on his podcast, and that got him fired. So these comedians have to censor themselves and just say positive things about Saudi Arabia. They're basically Saudi shills now. Like as soon as Chris DiStefano got there, they put a camera in his face and made him talk about how much he loves Saudi Arabia.
I'm loving this country so far. I've been here for about 10 hours. I've eaten more food than you can imagine. I want to know what I can do to become a Saudi citizen. My first time ever, I've never even been to the Middle East. But when I'm here now, I literally am like, why did I never want to come here? I wish I would have come here.
Because of the human rights violations, probably the whole 9/11 thing. Maybe that had something to do with it.
I want to hopefully, I'd like to start another family in the Middle East and not tell my family back home. I'd like to live 2 lives.
And this is obviously what the festival is mostly about, just them doing positive PR for Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
So these comedians will never live this shit down. Like every comedian that didn't do it is just gonna be busting their balls about it, especially the ones that turned down offers, which is gonna be great. You know, I'm looking forward to that. I mean, Bill Burr needs to be roasted for this.
He does.
Like other than Chris, he might be shilling the most so far. It sounds like he really wants to do more gigs there. Like he does not give a fuck. I mean, he's getting a ton of backlash. His fans are so disappointed. All his comments are negative, and people want to hear what he has to say about it. And he did address it on the most recent episode, but he just talked about how amazing it was and how it's the best thing he's ever done, which is exactly what the Saudis want. Like, this is why they're really paying him. And he obviously wants to keep doing gigs there and making $1.5 million a show. So, of course, he's going to go all out shilling for the Saudis.
Of Saudi Arabia is what I've seen, like, on the news. I literally think I'm going to fucking land, you know, and everybody's going to be screaming, death to him.
They got the, you know, because Bill Burr was in Breaking Bad, and this is the scene where he was laying on a stack of money that Walter White had stacked up selling meth. Old Billy Walter White doing it for my family. I did it for my family. Yeah, I think your family is probably good in regards to money. They're not hungry, bro. They're not going hungry.
They're gonna have like fucking machetes and want to like chop my head off, right? Because this is what I've been fed about that part of the world, right? And we're flying over it. It's nothing but like these long roads and sand. It's like nothing. And I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck did I get myself into? And then we land, and everybody's just regular. They're dressed different, but they're regular.
They're regular.
Like people just shooting the shit. Hey, how you doing? You know, welcome. We're saying, hey, we know we're happy to be here. And we're driving around, and then I'm just like going like, I thought this place was going to be like really tense. And I'm thinking,
you know, if you take a trip to North Korea, you get a similar experience. Not as nice as the Saudis because they're broke in North Korea, but you get a similar experience. They show you around. You see all of the nice things. It's all an act. It's all a facade. It's a front. So come on, man.
Like, is that a Starbucks next to a Pete's Coffee, next to a Burger King, next to a McDonald's, next to a Pizza Hut, next to a Dunkin' Donuts, next to a Krispy Kreme, next to a Cheesecake Factory, next to a KFC.
This is sad.
Next to a Chili's? They got a fucking Chili's over here? Then we go into the mall because I want to get my kids something. There was a Timberland store. I could have bought Timberlands like I was in Brooklyn, New York.
Wow.
And then there's advertisement for like boxing and fucking Formula One and MotoGP and golf and all of this stuff. And I was like, oh. And then it just struck me as funny. It's like,
wow, look at this. Look at this. Modern slavery in Saudi Arabia. Estimated number living in modern slavery, 740,000. 740,000. Let's take a look. You need to see how bad it is.
Saudi Arabia banned slavery in 1962, but the kafala has institutionalized a new slave-like system where employees are legally bound to their employers, stripped of their passports upon arrival, and in many instances denied money, mobility, and family contact.
Wow, man. Wow. Wow. You can't leave once you get there. Ain't no quitting your job.
Millions of immigrants live in this indentured servitude with no limit of work hours and under.
Why do you think they take their passports? Because they deceive them into coming, getting them on the boat, and once they get here, take away your passport so you can't leave.
Extremely harsh conditions. According to Human Rights Watch, most domestic workers reported working 15 to 20 hours a day, typically with 1 hour of rest or no rest at all. Domestic workers reported having to work even when ill or injured.
Wow, man.
Furthermore, many domestic workers were employed in large houses but reported inadequate living accommodations. Anyone who flees this imprisonment is subject to arrest. All over the kingdom, there are wanted posters for missing workers.
Bro, they're slaves. They're slaves, bro. Nah, man. And then Bill Burr run over there and took money from these people, man.
Shit, too. They're going to have to get some bigger fucking clothes. They're going to end up looking like us.
Oh, but they got a McDonald's. They got a Timberland at a Starbucks.
So, I go down to do the show, right? And they say, all right, the front 2 rows is going to be all diplomats in these padded seats.
Wow, check out this meme. So I'm guessing Nia would have been all smiles here if Trump had offered Bill 20 mil to do a show at the White House. Then sounds like he wouldn't have needed a whole 20 mil, bro. Sounds like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe a cool 1.5 would have got the job done. Maybe 2-3 mil for Trump. But here she is flipping off Donald Trump, his wife. He's married to a black woman. And yeah, you know, Trump has done a lot of bad things. I do believe he's a fascist. I do believe that. I don't like the direction he's taking things in terms of executive power in this country. But at the very least, he ain't reinstitute slavery, at least not yet. And so, come on, man.
And then up top, the royals are going to be there. And I could just feel like these fucking people, the people, okay, they want a fucking show. You could feel it. I was talking to the other comics. You could feel it. They wanted you to push, right? It was really fucking exciting. So I go up on stage and I start doing my shit and they're fucking into it. Everything's going good. And I'm not going to lie to you. I'm checking out the diplomats as I'm doing this stuff and they're all fucking laughing. All right, so I'm going to push a little farther. And all of a sudden I start getting in the zone. This is really amazing. And it was just this great exchange of energy, right? So the royals loved the show. Everyone was happy. The people that were doing the festival were thrilled. And yeah, it was just this great positive thing. And I got to tell you, just to be a part of that was
damn, who knew Shane had more spine than you, Bill? This is Shane Gillis.
Fucking amazing. And the comedians that I've been talking to just saying like, dude, you can feel it. They wanted it. They wanted it. They wanted you to like the people want, like, you know, they go online and they see it. They want to like see real stand-up comedy. So, it was a mind-blowing experience. Definitely top 3 experiences I've ever had.
And some of the comments on this podcast have almost as many likes as the podcast, which is a bad sign. And it has almost 80% dislikes. So he's just getting destroyed here. And like someone said in this podcast, Bill tells us about how Saudi Arabia is not bad because they have American fast food. And would you take a gig in the U.S. where you're not allowed to make fun of Trump? And Bill hates billionaires, but only if they're not paying him. And all his comments on Instagram are the same. So I think a lot of people are done with him. I mean, his career will probably be fine. You know, his career in Hollywood will be fine.
Right.
But it sounds like a lot of the fans of his podcast and fans of what he's been saying the past year about billionaires and wealth inequality are probably done with him. But let me know what you guys think. And if you enjoyed this video.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. We'll see what Bill Burr does next. Let's see if he actually addresses the outrage. Let's see if he tries to do something to make up for this, donate money to causes that are possibly trying to help the people in Saudi Arabia, or, you know, and actually say something about this situation, acknowledge that he was wrong. We'll see if he does that. But yeah, looks like we lost another soldier. See, when you stand for things, man, when you stand for certain things, you have an additional responsibility to be a man of integrity. But y'all let me know what you think about this situation, man. Are you disappointed with Bill Burr? Do you think that there is a path for him to right his wrongs? What do you think? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching. And until next time, peace out.